All right, it's time for math class. Get out your books. Turn to page 191.
Hell yeah.
All right. Books page 191. We're going to talk about adding mixed numbers today. We're going to put them together. You'll see that adding mixed numbers aren't any different from adding regular fractions, but we're going to split it up into two parts, and we know everything we need to know to this point. We just got to put it together. So let's look starting at page 191. First thing we're going to do is look at mixed numbers and have them represented on number lines. Okay, we have a number line that goes from 0 to 12. There are 2 marks in between each whole number. Okay, when we do this, we're breaking up. We are breaking up. Oops, didn't mean to write that big black line down the middle of the page. We are breaking up one section into 3 equal parts here. So if you look, if I made a box here, that would be one whole box broken up into 3 equal parts. Okay, so each part then, as we do this, it's broken into 3 equal parts. So this part would be 1. Pen a little skinnier here. 1/3, 2/3, and then the whole number 1 where we could also put 3/3. Okay, but we instead of putting 3/3, we actually put the whole number 1. And then we have 1. Now we have 1 and 1/3 is the next line. So if I were to look here, and I've got that written in to start. Well, let me go ahead and add the 2/3. Spot there. When I look at this, and it says, what fractional parts are shown on the number line? We've shown already that they are in thirds. Straighten that out a little bit. Thirds. We've broken each whole into 3 equal parts. Okay. What mixed numbers do the fingers show? Well, this finger here is pointing to that spot right there. So we go to the whole, down the whole numbers. We're at the whole number 4. Okay. Now what fractional part is that? Well, here we have 1/3, and the finger is pointing to 2/3. So that finger is pointing to a spot on the number line that is equal to 4 and 2/3. All right. Why don't you go ahead and look at the second finger, write down what the second finger is pointing to. Pause your video, write it down, then we'll check it. All right, the second finger is pointing to that spot right there. We got the whole number 9, and then what fractional part is it? 9 and 1/3. That's what the second finger is pointing to. The next question is asking, where is 12/3 on the number line? Well, each time we get to one of these, change the color, keep it a red here. Each time we get to one of these on the number line, like I numbered it earlier, we've got 1/3, 2/3, and then 1 whole is equal to 3/3. Okay, and then we have the next one would be 4/3, 5/3, 6/3, 7/3, and so on. Okay, if we use it as an improper fraction, what would be equal to 12/3? Well, 2 is 6/3, 3 is 9/3, 10/3 here, 11/3 here. This is where 12/3 would be. 12/3 on the number line is 4. And mark that spot up there. Now, where is 30/3 and where is 31/3? Mark these on the number line with your pencil. Pause the video, mark these on your number line, and we'll check them when you get back. All right, so 30/3. Another way to look at this is how many times does 3, the number 3, go into 30? Well, 3 goes into 30 10 times with nothing left over. So 30/3 is going to be right here on 10. Right there. Put my dot there on that spot. Okay, so where's 31 thirds going to be? Well, 30 is 10. Then 31 thirds, 3 goes into 30 10 times with 1 left over. That 1 becomes the numerator with denominator. That's going to be 10 and 1/3. So we have over here, change it to blue, 10 and 1/3, which is 31 thirds. Okay, so we can use the mixed numbers or improper fractions, and they have the same value. Now the next question we're going to talk about today is adding up mixed numbers. Let me erase all my writing up here. Oh, can't erase all my writing. I'm going to use black then. Okay, if I look at 4 and 1/3, if I draw a box around 4 and 1/3, and I want to add 1 and 1/3 to it, well, I have to go one whole from that black line. So that would be 1, 2, 3 thirds, which would take me to the 5 and 1/3. That's adding the 1, and then add 1/3 more. That second box, as you can see, is equal to 4 thirds, which is also equal to 1 and 1/3. When I put those together, where does my line end? It ends right here at 5 and 2/3. That's how I'd use the number line. Now, how would I do this problem without using the number line? Well, I'm going to split it up. I'm going to take the whole numbers, 4 and 1, and add those separately. 4 plus 1 is 5, and then I'm going to take fractional parts and add those together separately. 1/3 plus 1/3 is 2/3, giving me 5 and 2/3. So you can see when I'm adding mixed numbers, I'm going to be adding them whole numbers first, then fractions, and then we'll put them together. Okay, let's move on to the rest of page 191. Practice some of this. Oh, look at this. We got a ruler. That's right. So now ruler, we've broken this up into what fractional part? How many spots are there? Well, we go from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4 parts to get to the whole number. So that would be 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 1 whole, which would also be 4/4. Okay, so I've broken this into fourths, or fourths. How long is each string? Well, let's go back up here and look. The top string goes to that point right there. So we have 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3/4. So the first string is 2 and 3/4. And the other string goes 1, 2, 3, 4 in one spot, so that's 4 and 1/4. If you place the strings end to end, how long are they? Well, I've created a problem on number 8. Now I can just add them together. The whole numbers, 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. And the fractional parts, 3/4 plus 1/4 is equal to 4/4. Now here's where, what do I do here? I have a whole number or an improper fraction here. Well, I change that into a whole number. That 4/4 is equal to 1. So what's 6 plus 1? My final answer is 7, and because we're on a ruler, it's inches. You place the string end to end, how long are they? 7 inches long. Okay? All right, let's look at number 10. Down here at the bottom. Practice adding here for a second. I'll move this up so I have plenty of room. All right, we have the whole number 9 and the whole number 3. That equals 12. I have 5/12 and 1/12, which equals 6/12. Now I know 6/12 is also equal to another fraction, so that's a good answer, but I could also make it 12 and 1/2. So final answer would be 12 and 1/2. 12 and 6/12 is also correct, but I can simplify 6/12 to a smaller fraction. All right, look at number 11. Pause your video, and I want you to add the whole numbers, then add the fractions, and then put them together. Pause your video and complete number 11. All right, solve number 11 down here. Okay, So again, we look at the whole numbers. 7 plus 2 is 9. We look at the fraction part. 1/8 plus 5/8 is 6/8. That is an acceptable answer. Or I can reduce. 9 and 6/8 will also reduce to 9 and 3/4. Either answer is correct. Okay? All right. Now let's move on and practice some of these. I'm going to show you a couple more, and then I want you to complete the rest. Let's look at number 13 here. Number 13, 4 plus 2 is 6, and 1/9 plus 1/9 is 2/9. 6 and 2/9. That's simple. Okay. 5 plus 2 is 7. We have a denominator of 8 because the denominators are the same. 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, so now we're adding mixed numbers. When the denominators are the same, we can do this process. We can just go ahead and start adding the whole numbers, adding the fractions, and put them together. Please pause your video and complete 15, 16, 17, and 18 now. All right, let's see how you did. 1 plus 3 is 4. Denominator is 6. 1 plus 4 is 5. 4 and 5/6. 4 plus 6 is 10. Denominator is 3. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Denominator is 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. This one we got to change. We have a whole number 1, so we have to take 4. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, and my final answer is 5. Okay, I can't leave my answer with a whole number or an improper fraction in it. Okay. Now 18, we have 3 plus 2 is 5. Denominator is 7. 2 plus 5 is 7. Again, I have a whole number 1, so 5 plus 1 is 6, and 6 is my final answer. All right, good job. Now we're going to look at 2 more problems, and these again are just like the others on page 192 at the bottom. So we're going to look at 19, 20, and 21. By the way, we skipped number 12. We will come back to that. That is just showing proof of how this all works. Number 19. Okay, now these you're going to have some improper fractions. Let's look and see what we do here. I'm going to again add my whole numbers. 1 plus 2 is 3. My denominator is 5. Now I'm going to take 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay, now I have 3 and 7/5. I cannot have a mixed number as an answer. I can change it for using for math, but I can't show my answer with an improper fraction unless it's asking for one. Okay, so now I have to separate them. I leave the 3 alone and I come down here to 7/5. Okay, and I have to change 7/5 or 7/5 into a mixed number. Okay, how many times does 5 go into 7? By the way, that is not a Z. And it's supposed to be in, oh, it won't let me erase. All right. Why is it doing that? I don't know. Let me redo it. 7/5. 5 goes into 7 one time, and there's 2 left over the denominator. Now I add, what I have is this for the value of 7/5. So now I take 3 plus 1 2/5, which gives me 3 plus 1 is 4, and my fraction is 2/5. Final answer is 4 2/5. See how I went from 3 and 7/5 up here down to 4 2/5 down here? I simply took the improper fraction, changed it to a mixed number, and then put them together. Okay. Let's have you try number 20. Pause your video and come back when you're done. Alright, much bigger numbers, but it doesn't matter. We still take the whole number 40 plus 22, which makes 62. The denominator is 7. 6 plus 5 is 11. Same thing. I've got 62. Now I'm going to take 11/7 and change it into a mixed number. 7 goes into 11 one time with 4 left over. So now I have to combine 62 and 1 4/7. 62 plus 1 is 63. and I have 4/7 as my fraction. There's my answer. Okay, try number 21, pause your video, get it done, and then come back. Alright, same thing again, change to blue so we get a little bit less confusing here. 6 plus 4 is 10, and my denominator is 9, so 8 plus 7 is 15. Now this one I'm going to do without writing as much, okay? I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to write it right here next to it. 9 goes into 15 one time with 6 left over 9, and then I'm going to cross that out. Now I can combine 10 and 1 to make 11 and 6 ninths, and there's my final answer. Okay, you can reduce 11 and 6 ninths to also 11 and 2/3, but that doesn't matter. All right, we're adding mixed numbers. Sometimes they come out with a finished mixed number right at the beginning. Sometimes you have a mixed number that has an improper fraction. You got to change that improper fraction into a mixed number and then put them together. All right. Your homework is homework and remembering 5-7, and I also want you to complete IXL K.5. And IXL K.5 is titled Convert Between Improper Fractions and Mixed Numbers, so it's going to practice going back and forth between improper fractions and mixed numbers and back again. All right. Well, you know, I think I want to tell you a funny joke today before you start your homework. So, just bear with me. Why did the chicken cross the road? Wait for it. Yes, to get to the other side. I cracked myself up. All right, here's one of my favorite theme songs. Get your homework done and have a great weekend.